Badeba Jumadi, so the attitude Jumadi and I'm no share was and then so or therefore another room why ya drum say and some of boa magana kwana nimono yenye bre na yanka hwasam na the American say Jumadi anya de ba akopɛ ne yo no ma hodo a ya na ye de ba no eye de eboa yie pa afri say wo hwɛ akwanto ayetu no a obi de homasua na bɛkɔ nanim obi de carpentry obi de mason construction work obi nso eba creative art industry no mu a wo ya de nti ye fa ha ne ya ka bom sabe be boa ma won so wo hunu bebia wugina na boa ama yakoye nimpa mensaka Afrochella mpenifo no ba ko ha na ye ba bidi nkomo ni di de nyama na mebo no mebo na de chama mo adwomo akwa ba
thank you so much
ono no America for ni bia jo ba de ma ni bia tiro ya o de brofo na ade be frafrem but onya adaje na wutie no a we hunu se o kire kwan bi ye be boa na youth no a ye for say there's no hope e wa brabo na ye bonu mu ye tumi nya hope na ye tumi akoyanim all right pacho obetia bo odin a kire ye ne nipa wo ye.
Yes, my name is Abdul Karim Abdullah. I'm from Ghana. I'm also from New York as well, so I'm happy to be here.
All right. So I want to and what we go on from Ghana or something from New York. Enti no no but you pesi din komo kakra efa Afrochella ho Afrochella dey you can I mean dey.
So Afrochella is a cultural festival. What we decided to do was create a space right here in Ghana to celebrate the arts, the food, the fashion, and our music. Because right now we are in a unique place in the world where everybody wants to understand African culture. And, you know, for so long, so many people have written what African culture is for Africa. But now, because of the internet, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have WhatsApp, we have all of these mechanisms that we can tell our own stories to the world. And I think for us, it was a priority for us to kind of create this space right here in Ghana.
Whoa.
Ghana is the window to Africa, so people can come and be able to learn from local Ghanaians, you know, how we live, what are the opportunities that exist, how they can help us and how we can help them. And for us to be able to tell a new story. And people responded.
Whoa. If you heard the first time I'm the event, how was it?
The first time we did the event was very successful. We went for about 2,500 people, but we ended up doing about 4,600 people, so double. And what we saw that year was people flew in from all over the world to come to Ghana for that one day in 2017. So it gave us an understanding that if we created an opportunity for people to come back and we marketed it to them properly, they would come. And they've continued to come since. Since then, at our highest in 2019, when President akufo-addo declared the year of return, we had 16,500 people. Last year, we wanted to open the events back to Ghana, so we supported the Ghana COVID board to kind of help write the event COVID outline so that we can successfully have events. And luckily, they accepted our bid and they allowed all of the events in Ghana to come back under limitations. And last year, we were able to do about 10,000 people, which is half of what we normally do. But this year, we are looking to go higher.
Okay, all right. But you know other countries in so.
Yes. So, although Ghana is the home of Afrochella, we are trying to tell an African story. So it's important for us to visit other African countries. You know, to the world, it doesn't matter whether you are Asante or Hausa or Ewe or from Togo or from Cote d'Ivoire or from South Africa, you are black. That's what the world sees. So they don't see the differences. So for us, understanding that in Ghana alone, we have Ewes, we have Gans, we have Hausas, we have Asantes. All of our stories are different. All of our cultures are different. It's the same way in other African countries. It's the same way. So for us, being able to go out into those countries and tell those stories is important. So we did Francophone Africa. We did Cote d'Ivoire earlier this year, which is important. You know, we went there and we collaborated with an organization called La Sunday, and we created a party. We brought a lot of Ghanaians with us. And then recently, this past weekend, we just came back from South Africa, Johannesburg, and we brought Ghanaian DJs. We brought DJ Pizarro, DJ Loft. We brought Kojo Manuel and a few other personalities from Ghana, some of them flying to South Africa for the first time. And we had an amazing event in South Africa. We connected with the South Africans there, and later on they will come to Ghana this December as well.
Okay, okay. But you said something important that to the world. If I was to free South Africa and I will free Cote d'Ivoire and Africa, they call us black.
Yeah, we are black. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are from. You are black. If your skin tone is dark, then you are black to the world. And I think that the sooner Africans start to understand that our journey is together.
Yeah.
You know, once we're able to create a united Africa, we'll be the most powerful place in the world.
Yes. Our journey is together.
Our journey is together.
So we should stop the divisions and the...
We have to stop that first. When we stopped, the world will have no choice but to stop.
Whoa.
But as long as we think, you know, we have to separate ourselves.
No, but this is, take your time. Slow from the top of it. So, when we start, the world have no choice than to stop.
They have to stop and listen to what we have to say.
Okay.
When we start, when we bring that unity in Africa, there's nothing nobody can do to stop us.
Whoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, it's there. Like, you know, unity has showed us what black people can do. Look, American civil rights. Look, you know, South Africans fought against apartheid. You know, Kwame Nkrumah right here in Ghana fought for independence, and he has fought for other countries. You know, if we combine our resources, combine our intelligence, there's nothing we can't do. You know, other African countries are doing amazing things. Rwanda is doing amazing things. Even Botswana is doing amazing things. Ghana has been doing amazing things. The whole world is talking about Nigerian music. You know, so I think that if we can combine our powers together, we'll be like Captain Planet.
Wow. That's powerful. Okay, thank you very much. So, when you went to South Africa, what do you see different?
Well, you know, South Africa is still Africa. I think the difference is that there is a lot of development that has happened in South Africa, but people are going through the same struggles that Ghanaians are going through. I think the difference and the uniqueness there is that South Africans have been separated by culture. So by different languages and dialects. So, you know, if you are Santi, you only live in this area. And if you are Ghana, you only live in this area. In Ghana, you know, in one compound, you can have several different people in there. But in South Africa, you know, they're now getting used to their blackness and understanding the importance of their blackness. So it was an amazing experience to hear the stories that they were telling about their experience in Africa. And for me, South Africans had a reminiscent story to black Americans. Because in their own country, they kind of felt like second-class citizens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because obviously, majority of the people in power or have the money are white. So you can see that a lot of their people have struggled. And it was amazing to just kind of hear the story of freedom fighting, the story of resilience, the story of growth. And it was great. And I think Africans need to start understanding other African stories around Africa in order for us to really educate ourselves and understand that we are better together. All
right. So do you have some of the footages here? The one you did in South Africa?
We have. We'll share it.
All right.
We'll share it.
Okay, and then me impromptu MC as I ready on GB na me call phone and share. Na intimi ehu de be. But going forward, no, you be release some of the footages there course of South Africa. Na fe but Ghana. Do we have opportunities for the youth in this country?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many opportunities for the youth. The youth here are talented. Like, look at companies like Free the Youth. There's a company like Subway Series. You know, there are so many companies like Echo Bars as a writer. You know, these people that are making designs that are vibrating around the world. You know, you can't go anywhere popular where people don't talk about freedom. I understand it. But speaking it, I don't want to embarrass myself. You know? So
that's why.
You say I can understand.
Oh, okay.
But companies like Free the Youth, you know, are leading the way for us. There's so many small companies like that that are vibrating around the world. I mean, there are opportunities here, and we are talented. The one beautiful thing about Ghana is people don't have to have much for you to see happiness on their face. So there's joy here. Now it's really just about honing in on talent and being able to support talent growth. And you know, I think one of the things that we want to see more of as a festival is, you know, people in Ghana who have opportunities and resources to start sparing those resources to young kids and build that relationship with the kids and support their dreams. You know, if we can get that, you know, whether it's capital infusion or creating a space where people can develop their businesses, I think the limits are beyond.
Yeah.
And for us, what we've seen is that, you know, even the diaspora, when they come in, black people in America specifically have spending power of almost $3 trillion,
Ooh.
right? Yeah, $3 trillion. And for us, we saw that if they had opportunity to see what was here, they can help support what we are doing here as well, create jobs, create opportunities. So I see diasporans coming back home as a great opportunity here because they have a lot of money, they just don't have agency in their countries. So how can we channel that and create that agency right here in Ghana, right here in Togo, Benin, Nigeria? If we can get more black people from the diaspora to come back to Africa, work with Africans that are trying to start businesses, to create opportunities for other youth that are growing, I think the limits are beyond. Like, you know, remittance, we know that people who send Western Union and all of these things back to Ghana is a lot more than the money we go and get aid.
Sure.
So if we can channel that into creating opportunities for people who are in the diaspora, who have something that they can come here and invest in, I think it will create opportunities for people here to have jobs, and that, you know, I guess relationship building between black people outside of Africa and black people within Africa, I think will change Africa for the better.
Thank you very much. Almost me footage now ready. Me nko kakra. Especially what went on in South Africa. Yeah, program kakra na yaba na yedi honkomo. Na.
The work is far from over.
Okay. So this South Africa,
Abdullah and his team have made it a priority to give back to the local community.
Today we're here to give back, which is a part of the journey for every year that we do the festival.
The work is far from over.
What we try to do is
Abdullah and his team have made it a priority to give back to the local community.
Today we're here to give back.
This place was built in 1665 by the British. It's the youngest.
We give food. Last year we gave about 700 packages of food.
Oh, free.
Free.
Wow.
In Nima, in Jamestown, Accra, in Medina, in different areas we provide that. We've also brought some of the companies that we work with to come and refurbish schools. So one of the schools that we've adopted is the Jamestown School of Office.
Yeah, Jamestown.
Yeah, and we redid their walls. We gave them ceiling fans. We painted the offices, and we also were able to provide them with food for a year. The hope is that we can continue to do that for more schools and more opportunities, and as we continue to grow, we'll do that. This year, we're working with a company called Team Up, and we are trying to give 5 scholarships to young women in Ghana, especially Kayayo girls, to support them in going back to school. Our whole goal is to be able to create an ecosystem. My hope is that one day we can create internships in production or internships in building talent in music and things of that nature, so that once we train people, we can also give them jobs to work with us.
So that was a footage from Ghana, right?
Correct.
2019.
That was a mixture of 2018 and 2019 and 2021.
That's very good. All right, going for the best South Africa, so.
Yes.
Yeah, but you see, you said something. Say you have talent in this country.
So much.
Yeah, but I think other African countries who are talents.
Oh yes, 100%.
And like you said, see about together. Na, I mean, you hit the grounds running. Every boy yankasa.
Yes.
As Africans, but then me person me say, so how do we do the collaboration, especially with those outside the diasporans, right? How do we do it?
Well, first we have to have curiosity, right? We have to have curiosity, and that includes, you know, Africans don't travel within Africa. We need to change that. First and foremost.
No, come again.
I think Africans don't travel within Africa. It's not built. Africa is not built for us to travel within Africa.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to leave Africa to come back to a different African country, which I think is counterproductive. It doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't.
You know, if I want to go to Mexico, in fact, 3 weeks ago, I walked across California border into Tijuana, into Mexico. So to me, it just doesn't make sense that it's so hard for Africans to, you know, intermingle within their countries. Once we know what's going on in in South Africa, once we know what's going on in Congo and Uganda and all of these places, then that will foster opportunities, right? If you are here and you are maybe a fashion designer and there are silk farms in Ethiopia, then maybe you should collaborate with with the silk companies there. If there are people who have, sheep's wool in South Africa and you make clothes that work with sheep wool, then maybe you should buy from somebody in South Africa. Building that connectivity, it really just, it requires us to know what's happening in those other places. It requires us to visit those other places, and eventually it will bring people together. And one of the reasons why we were able to fly so many people with us to South Africa, because we wanted them to have the opportunity to see something new. And we also wanted them to be able to expose themselves to the culture there. And the hope is that, if a DJ goes and plays in South Africa and he does what he's supposed to do, maybe somebody from South Africa will fly him back, and that's how we continue to build that relationship. I mean, we started flying DJs and artists from South Africa, and then other Ghanaians started booking them too. Oh. And that is the whole point of the ecosystem. It's about creating an ecosystem, that builds this type of, experience for us.
That's very good. Right, but I think that going forward, we should have these bodies be brave, be supportive, because what you've done is now serving as an eye-opener to so many people, right? And because there are a lot of people now who say we should do a program of this nature. Yeah, diaspora is probably to me a baby, and which is perfect. But now, what many people are also asking is that the culture, right, and what we have here that we want to showcase. Is it possible that we can also go and organize something of this nature in New York or maybe outside Africa?
Absolutely. There used to be a Ghana picnic in New York.
Ghana picnic?
Ghana picnic.
Okay.
In New York. There's one in Chicago. And recently, His Excellency Otumfuo, he went to Memphis.
Okay.
I think it was Memphis.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I want to say it was Memphis. I'm not clear. I'll find that out. But I think there are things like that. In London, there's Ghana Party in the Park. Okay. So the diasporans are really celebrating Ghana outside. I mean, that's something that exists. But for us, our philosophy is not to look outside, it's to look inward. Yeah. Our whole point is to bring people here, for them to see what we see. I think some of the things, and the misconfusion is that, when people come back from abroad and they come to Ghana, they see so many opportunities. And what we are trying to do is allow Ghanaians to also see those opportunities as well. And sometimes maybe the barrier is, capital and resources and things of that nature. But then I've also seen young people in Ghana be able to create things. And now the internet is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't matter whether you are a Samin Kasi, or as long as you have internet, you can connect to anybody anywhere in the world. So utilizing that internet to kind of, learn and educate yourself on opportunities that may exist for you. There are people that don't leave their house and they make so much money on the internet. And I think that people need to start looking into these opportunities and take advantage for it themselves. For us, what we're trying to do is create more opportunities for people. We've brought in companies like Twitter. Before they established their office here, we were working with them. Instagram, we brought them here so people in Ghana can see them real life. YouTube, the same thing. And our hope is to continue to, I guess, promote entertainment, promote education, and promote talent to the world as much as we can.
So this Afrochella, what are the brains behind it?
Well, myself, Kenneth Aggy Jr.
My director.
Yeah. We had our brother Edward Asafo J. We also had Vernell Agyapong. BBNZ Live here in Ghana as well has supported us in growth, and that's how we started. We just had an idea that there's so many people coming into Ghana in December. It doesn't make sense for us to allow them to go back to Europe or America and use the talent just there. We wanted them to bring some of that talent right back here in Ghana. And we've been able to do that. We've brought so many execs, and since we've started what we've been doing, so many people have looked at Ghana as also opportunities for their businesses and their events. So I think we've done something pretty special.
All right. South Africa, they are ready. Me kofi footage in quick one. MCR say South Africa footage is ready. Amunyuma me na yenhwene yenka ho asam kakra. And see this team. All right, so this is South Africa, right? Afrochella. Okay. This is South Africa.
This is Ghana still.
Still this Ghana? Okay. Okay, let's roll it. You're rolling that. Yeah. Okay, still this Ghana. All right. Until going forward, no. Ibenya South Africa footage, you know, na ya born ya You see, and by so doing, conform so it is your local food, right? Conform to see your local food and all that, and which is very good. Yeah, boy, na your culture need to promote to the I think kakra Afrochella is taking Africa to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I would say we are as well. You know, our food is important. Like you know, like. On Sundays, I remember in Ghana, Sundays, everybody's pounding fufu.
Yeah.
You know, emutuo, like, you know, jollof rice is something that is in everybody's, you know, everybody's talking about jollof rice. Yeah. It doesn't matter who it is. They are talking about trying jollof rice. And, you know, to us, it's just our food. We are eating it for sustenance. But, you know, food is very, very important. You know, it tells a serious story about who you are, where you come from, and why you eat the way you eat. Okay. And I think that because it's so natural to us and it's something that, you know, is natural, this is what we've been doing, we don't see it as a story, but it is. And the world, whoever tells the story has the most power. And we have to begin understanding that when we eat our food, it's important, the way we eat, you know. When you look at the world, everybody knows about Chinese food. You know, in Ghana here, there's so many Chinese restaurants. In America, there's so many Chinese restaurants. You know, I want to see that for African food. I want to see that for Ghanaian food. I want to see that for Nigerian food. You know, it shouldn't be something that, oh, we don't know. No, it should be something that's a part of popular culture, because it is popular culture for us, you know, and making our people understand that is some of the things that we want to do. There was a man, God rest his soul, Anthony Bourdain, that his job specifically, literally was to travel the world and try different foods and why they make the food that way. Whoa. You know, I think it's very beautiful. In Salah Day, you see everybody has their goat or their cow or their chicken. That's a story. Like, you know, on Christmas, everybody's, you know, getting their meat, getting their different things that, you know, they're putting together. That's a story. And I feel like we need to do better. Homo war, you know, people are eating the different, what is it? What do they call this food? Why can't I remember? Oto. You know, they're eating the oto. Like, you know, those are things that are very, very important for us to tell those stories, because, you know, around the world.
And it's a great message.
It's a great message, and we need to carry it and herald it in that way. Yeah, you know.
So what do you see about our way of dressing? Does it make any impact and any different?
When you walk in Accra, the person doesn't have to be rich. Okay. You see fashion immediately. You know,
in Accra, right?
In Accra, in Africa in general, we are stylish. You know, our clothes are stylish. It doesn't matter where you are walking. You can be walking in Medina Zongo. You just watch somebody. They are wearing something that is very fashionable. And, you know, I think that sometimes, because you are so familiar with something, you are so used to it, you don't see the beauty in it. But somebody outside will come in and look at you and say, wow, this is gorgeous. You know, and then until they recognize it, before you two start recognizing it as beauty, and we need to stop that. I think for us, we need to start recognizing the beauty in ourselves, the beauty in our community, and I think that would change our mindsets about the way we do things. And it will also change our mindset about how we allow people to treat us.
Okay.
You know?
How we allow people to treat us.
Yeah, because then we'll be prideful about ourselves, our culture. So nobody can just come and treat you anyhow because you know who you are.
You know who you are. Yeah. I mean, you know your worth.
Exactly.
Wow, this is deep. Yeah. I just love that sermon. This is deep. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me come to you. I mean, you started from somewhere, and Radia don't have a baby drew. What is Enika? But Radia, you know, not to say what's not easily going on.
No. I grew up right here in Medina Zongo. So when we were young, you know, my dad is from Nima, my mom is also from Nima, but our parents have a house right here in Medina. Okay. So my dad wanted us to not just be American kids, he wanted us to come to Ghana and experience his culture. Okay. So I grew up right here in Medina Zongo, and I used to go to school. I went to Little Flower Montessori. I also went to St. Paul's Lutheran, and there I built a lot of friendships.
Okay.
I also have a lot of friendships right here in Medina Zongo. And, you know, those friendships have allowed me to kind of continue to understand what is happening in Ghana. I lived here for about 8 years before, you know, our parents allowed us to come back to America. We were so excited to go because, you know, at the time, I didn't appreciate living in Zongo. You know, it didn't, to me, it was just kind of like, I was so young and I was so ignorant. It was embarrassing to me that I was living in Zongo.
Okay. At that time?
At that time. But now it's as a badge of honor. You know, I love to wear it wherever I go. This is where I'm from. These are my people, you know. But as a young kid, you thought people would make fun of you or you would take chocho, people would laugh at you. You know, we didn't understand how important to it. Now as an adult, it's something that I wear pridefully because it doesn't matter which part of Ghana I am in, I'm home. I can be in Zongo, I can go and chill at the base, and we'll hang out, and we'll drink cocoa, we'll eat everything. I can go to Kozo in Ghana, we can eat, and we can go to front back, and we can chill. I can chill with any part of Ghana, and I thank my parents for that opportunity. You know, it doesn't matter. I can sleep. You know, I can sleep in a place no lights. You know, I know what it is to go and fetch water. You know, I've had that experience, but I've also lived in America and I've traveled the world, and it has allowed me to see the world in a different light than most people. So I understand how when people are struggling, what they're going through. I understand what, you know, wealthy people are going through as well. I've had all of these experiences. Yeah, I know what it means. I've been hungry before.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, and I think it has taught you a lot.
Yeah. No, it was a great experience, and you know, I didn't appreciate it as a kid. But you know, my dad was very thoughtful in doing that. And I'm glad that he did that for us because if we didn't live in Zongo, I think a lot of who I am today would not be who I am today.
And I think now you can pass through any situation.
Any situation I can pass through it, and you know, I'm comfortable. And I know who I am, and I'm happy with it.
Wow. Wow. Do you have a message for the hustlers out there, the hustlers out there, the street boys, the sad boys? You have any message for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's important that everybody knows that all you have to do in this life is have a plan.
Okay. So have a plan.
Have a plan. Have a plan and believe in yourself. And you don't have to rush. See, what's for you is going to always be for you. So whether you run up and down, if it's not time yet, it's not time yet. You have to be able to look at it like that. You know, I think I've never had a clear vision that today I'll be sitting here talking about Afrochella. But I always believed in what I was capable of. And because of that, and God has guided me into the right areas that I needed to be at the right time, and here we are today.
So you should all have a plan, that's all.
Just have a plan for your life, understand who you are, always be a man of your word or a woman of your word, have integrity. And if you have all of these things, you know, things will come to you naturally.
Oh, things will come to you naturally.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the way God has designed this world.
Okay. So let's look at Ghana, right? The situation in Africa in general, and let's compare it with that of Europe, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe America. What is the discrepancies, the difference? How's it like?
I mean, I think a lot of people. Okay, so when you go to abroad, the one thing that you have that's an advantage over people that are in Africa is that the currency is a little bit longer. But I find it that people are more happy in Ghana and in Africa as far as just personal happiness. Whether poor or rich, there is a different type of happiness here. Because one, when you wake up, everybody looks like you. That is a major thing that we underappreciate in this country, I believe. You know, when Black Americans or Europeans, when they come here and they've never been here, well, Black Americans specifically I can speak on, they are also second-class citizens in their own country, right? They've never been to Africa. They don't even know anybody that's African. In their country in America, they are second-class citizens. And they know. And everything around them tells them that that's who they are. Right? The government's policies is baked in, telling you who you are is a second-class citizen. Now, it doesn't mean that they have to believe that, but that's the aura that that is being built for you in America. That's why Black people are always fighting for their rights. fighting for, you know, their position in everywhere they are. And you hear all these things, first black man to do this, first black man to do this, you know, it doesn't make sense. In Ghana, there's so many people that have built houses, that have bought cars. It doesn't mean there's no such thing as first black man to do anything in Ghana or Nigeria. Everybody's black. That's one big difference that is to living abroad and living here. Also, abroad literally is work. Anybody that has been abroad knows that when you go to abroad, you are working. It's about work. You have to work in Ghana. In Ghana, you know, after, you know, 3 p.m., you know, people are off. Like, you know, even if you don't have anything, you chill in your neighborhood, you chill in your block, things of that nature. It's not a consistent culture about work. If you are abroad, the life is about work. Now, in Europe, they have a little bit more consciousness about people. So they give people, you know, time off. You know, there's a mandated amount of time off, sabbaticals. They have those kind of things. In America, we don't have those kind of things. Okay. In America, it's a 5-day work week, 8 hours a day, and that's your responsibility. Okay. Like, you know, and I think that's what I would say is the big difference. I would say that on a positive side of our abroad is just, you know, the system works. System works. The system works. In fact, you know, if you're paying into taxes, there are things that you're going to be able to for sure get. Okay. Which, you know, right now, thanks to Obama and his administration, you can get treatment, you can get health insurance. Yeah. You know, if you are old and you're retired, you've worked, you can get your Social Security payments. Those things are working in America. And I think that the moment we are able to get our system to be able to work effectively here, where, you know, we are able to get it together, I think, you know, Africa is paradise on earth.
I think what's your inspiration must so many people, especially youth are actually when you yes, and okay, no. If you live in Zongo before, a honor, and I know okay. So I mean, you don't feel shy. You don't feel shy. Say, what's not Zongo pain because it has built you, and then you have the capacity. I'll be to me, move through every turbulent situation. And it won't take you away, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I feel comfortable. I can drive my car to Nima and I can walk around Nima and I'm comfortable. Whoa. I have no problem. I can do that in Zongo. I know how to drive. I drive myself around the crowd. So.
Really?
Yeah, I don't need direction. I know this country. This is my country too.
This is your country too. Good. Good. So, you see, say the watch, just said, all hope is not lost in Africa.
No, I mean, I think that for anybody to think that they're just not paying attention to the world. The whole world, their eyes are on Africa right now. And really, the thing that I would like to say even to governments is that, you know, the whole world is on you, and it's really because of entertainment. Entertainment has drawn the world's attention to Africa. You know, Ghanaian painters are selling paintings for $1.6 million US. Just one painting. Whoa. Yes, Amwaku Buafo is doing that.
Whoa, a Ghanaian?
A Ghanaian, right here. He has an office right there in what is it called? Is it Labadi?
In Accra here?
Right here in Accra.
Whoa.
You know, you have Serge Clote, who's also making art from gallons. He's also selling his artwork is in Facebook. Is in their office, is in the Twitter office, is in all of these offices in America. People are creating opportunity right here in Ghana. You have Christy Brown, who's selling her clothes all over the world. I mentioned Free the Youth already. Yeah. You have Daily Paper. One of the founders is a Ghanaian. They are all over the world. They are even designing jerseys for, you know, for different soccer teams. We've created a sneaker. Afrochella, we've done a sneaker collaboration with Nike. Whoa. You know, so celebrate in Ghana. So I think that there are opportunities here. You just have to seize it. You have to be willing to work with people. You have to be willing to build trust with people and allow people to trust you and be honest. And I think that once those things are bridged, you know, the capabilities are open. I've talked to so many companies that are looking to come into Africa and Ghana specifically, some that we've brought. And the common theme around all of them is they don't know anyone, or they don't have trust, or they don't have representatives there. And what we are trying to do as a company is build that for people, build that agency. And we've worked with so many creatives in Ghana and provided so many opportunities in Ghana, because it's not just about us. It's about opening the opportunity to different people.
Wow. Thank you very much. Honsu kakra na menye nkratro mra na meba ebeto aso. Awusia ya je nkratro te aba yeba ebeto ankomo ne so. Siasa mu akwa bade attitude dwumadi so de wase sada woroma kasafidie no anasemfoni no eda ha na ohwe ye ene ye kan sam bibri na ye nkomo no yade a ebeboa nti o ababa mu abi a mane metena se na ontie bi kakra efrese se de mpenika na obi ankwa amma ohunu se kwa mu adwo oye Ghana ni abrantie ene wote him de me de ne se wo se obetena zungu Madina Zungo. Zungo so Ghana he na di mu ohyepa ya Madina. Dabre, ye de kwa ni leader asana ni mafo aba. E dey asama. That's where he lived. But the radio dom wana mu a na kwa America na mi ahodo. Wo mo ene mpanifo a Afrochella dwumadie ne si omsere so. Wo mo ko all over Africa. Wo kan se mi ye mede. Also to the world. So far as we are black no. Ye nim South African, ye nim Congo, ye nim Cote d'Ivoire, we are black. Inti anoche unity. Tabata mesi ye kaya hobomu. Say Africans, ni bibi na boa ye continent no. Na timu akone. Me fast da PSC, emani mekwa hodo ne pass masem dia na meka wo say. Confanache Cancer Treatment Center no koto abi enso fa kakra beka ho. Ni tim fancy na nya kama. Se de kana no, obi nim dwonkoku ade beche so. Inti onso do kakra waba na yetim de asiesie kokram yade anasa cancer yade no odin eto ho no wanya boafo na de wo kwa no enti yese mumu number betimi no kakra fa so aba 0542 869979 0542 869979 eno ana betimi do kakra fa so aba na yetimi age ade aye adwumade ama wo G4 herbal beverage ana meka fo de ama wo se mansanka bi na boost immune system no emawo wonya be boost immune system wetimi ade ho se soldier for ni pedue no ho odin a woni problem bia wo ba bia wetimi akoso adi nkunim firi se yade bia ne ho betimi atwa fa so esan boost wo muja no mu hodin ese cleanse blood no blood cleanser ebema wetimi anya good prostate e de atenase na ntini mu nso no ebeboa wo am wetimi anya mu nkunimdie epacho ebrepam no be hu se your number no ego screen ase na wafa G4 herbal beverage eno no wafa ebeboa wo ama wo se de wo ye bia na watumi ayo ye obra kakra nti ya tuebo edi enkomo no boko ye kwa na yi footage ahodo FM mawo efri 2017 na Afrochella ya hyase na ye ko African countries ahodo bebre so de ye me de about this very team ene se enya Ghana nkwa no mo ye adwuma omo adwene bi say Africa ye was stories na ye history any stories na ye rich yes ye na ye kachire wiase nti efa ye duane die mu efa ye ntade hye mu efa ye kasa mu ni nyina no eye African stories ya ye die ma wiase nyina and I'm so happy nti me na kakra am ko de ye ntwa nkomo no so tama sambo odi ni bim
Abdul Karim Abdullah.
Wabona America for the interview Abdul Karim America for the interview wabona etema moko South Africa no when South Africa wohwe omatade hyem dressing ene omodidi mu no mkasa mu uhunu sen.
Oh yeah, I mean South Africa depending on your tribe, they have different patterns that they wear. We visited.
Depending on your tribe.
Yeah, you have different patterns that they wear. We visited this company in South Africa called Makosa, and they've designed their clothes based on the patterns of the South African tribes, and that's how they've decided to make their clothes. And it's amazing. And their food is really good. They eat a lot of meat. I personally do not eat meat.
Okay.
I'm a fish and chicken guy, but you know, you can see they have their steaks, their different sausages that they have. So we tried it, and you know, on the street in Soweto.
Yeah. So this is South Africa, right?
Yeah, this is Soweto. Actually, where we are sitting is actually in front of Nelson Mandela's house.
Oh, okay.
We went on different tours, and we did a collaboration with a South African brand called Great Africa. So it was an experience, just trying to collaborate and work with South African brands and South Africans themselves in their own country.
Okay, my own rule video ni mame na ye. But you South African video ni mame na yenko. Shase na yenko. Okay.
So this is the stadium that they played at the World Cup in South Africa. We are in Soweto.
Oh, okay.
We decided to stop and play soccer with some of the young boys in Soweto. Soweto, obviously, everybody knows is one of the biggest, you know, I guess, areas for urban areas for people. So we decided to visit and take a tour. There's also where Nelson Mandela's house was, and Desmond Tutu. On that road, there were 2 Nobel Peace Prize winners in South Africa that we visited. We were able to kind of connect with the people, and they told us stories about how the freedom fight started. And if you've all seen Sarafina, we've all watched Sarafina. Literally, we were there to kind of learn about how the story of Sarafina started. And we visited some of their tourist sites where we did we ate some food, and we watched people bungee jump. We didn't bungee jump. The jumping, it was too high, so we didn't do that one. And we came with one of our companies, our partners, From Back, Accra. From Back, you know, obviously is a hub here in Accra. They, you know, you can consider them a bar or a members lounge, but one of the beauties about From Back is they are champion Ghanaian creatives. Yes, if you are a creative in Ghana that creates something in music and arts and fashion, if you go to From Back and you show them your work and you are very serious, they support you. And they've been supporting Afrochella now for the past 3 years, and we've been working together to establish this relationship. And they decided to come back with us to South Africa, and they brought some of their talent with them. So it's been an amazing partnership.
Whoa, that's South Africa, right?
Well, From Back is right here in Accra.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Front Back is right here in Accra. All right. So from South Africa, you went to Cote d'Ivoire, right?
Well, we went to Cote d'Ivoire earlier this year.
Okay.
We were in Cote d'Ivoire for a party. We did a collaboration with La Sunday Abidjan. La Sunday Abidjan is a DJ collective. They are young DJs that have come together to, you know, promote Francophone music.
Okay.
You know, right now in Africa, there's a big divide, Anglophone and Francophone. And we are trying to bridge that gap because, as I said before, we are all black people. So we did a party with La Sunday Abidjan. Last year, we brought them to Afrochella. They came and they DJ'd our party, and it was an amazing experience. So we told them we want to come to Ghana. We want to bring some Ghanaians with us to Cote d'Ivoire. And we were surprised at how many people came with us from Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire. They came, and the party was very successful. And we look forward to doing more events.
Did you eat some of their food at Cote d'Ivoire?
I did not get to go, but Kenny did, and I'm sure Kenny did. He ate a lot of their food. Yeah, they were eating.
I think I have to interview him.
They eat a lot of tilapia, similar to what we eat here. You know, the thing is, a lot of our foods are very similar. It's just that we've done it differently, and I think that that's the beauty. In South Africa, I tried they have like a tool, if you may, and they eat it with the stew. And it was interesting. It was very interesting.
So this year, where are you doing it?
This year we are having Afrochella at LX Stadium.
Okay.
We have it.
That's in Ghana here.
In Ghana, we have it over 2 days. We have an amazing artist lineup, an amazing art lineup, an amazing fashion experience that we're doing, and we're gonna have so many amazing foods there. This year we're actually building a live kitchen, so people will have the opportunity to try foods and try things of that nature as well. So it's very exciting.
So when are you going to do it?
Afrochella is happening December 28th and 29th. The headliners are Burna Boy, Stone Boy, We have Fali Apupa, also one of the big Francophone artists. And we have one more surprise for Ghana, you know, but we're not going to share that yet.
What do you do, Kobo? What's surprise?
We have Fireboy, we have Asake, we have Medical, Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, Jackie, Ira Star. You know, we have some of the best on our stage this year. We have artists like David Alabo. We're going to be working with him. We're working with this Nigerian makeup artist. Her name is Mushudat. We're working with Scarecrow, who was the designer for the set of Beast of No Nation. We have Shim, who is one of the amazing creative directors right here in Ghana. Mo Audu, one of the best graffiti artists in Ghana. We are working with him. Rita Benson, she is the lady that tells stories around Ghanaian umbrellas for the chiefs. You know, we have so many people that are going to be there. We're working with Chef Binta. We're going to have a private dinner with Chef Binta. She does dine on the mat, which is how the Fulani style of cooking. You know, we're doing so many amazing things. And one of the things I'm really excited about this year is we are expanding the festival to include an expo. And really what the expo is, and also like, the whole point is for Ghanaians to engage and be a part of it. We have a lot of free events, and we have a lot of events that obviously they're paid. And if you're looking for a ticket to come, I'll give you a ticket. Because I want to see you there. Our goal is to get Ghanaians, local Ghanaians. It doesn't matter whether you are from Nima, Medina, Zongo, Ashaiman, whatever. You need to come out. You know, we are going to be giving out tickets to people because we want as many people, Ghanaians, local Ghanaians, to come and experience some of the things that we're doing. So this year we're expanding, we're including an expo. And the expo is going to be attached to the festival. And literally what we are doing is we are trying to expose local Ghanaian companies that are doing things here and having them work with foreign diasporan companies that are doing stuff abroad. And we want to have conversations around agriculture, around technology, financial technology. You know, we were all talking about Momo and the prices of Momo. Well, there are a lot of fintech companies right here in Ghana. There's a company called Float right here in Ghana that's a fintech company that has raised money. And they have a lot to say. And I think Ghanaians should come and understand what those companies are doing. We have conversations around music. We are bringing some of the best music executives to come to Ghana and teach us some of the opportunities that exist. We have people that are doing beauty. We are collaborating with a lady named Valerie Lawson, who's a Ghanaian, local Ghanaian, who has that makeup brand. We'll be working with her, and she'll be exhibiting at our festival. There is a young lady who does shea butter products. Her name is Abina, and she has a company and a brand called Hanana Beauty. She's also going to be working with us and giving back in the community with us as well. So, and then that is at the house. We have an Afrochella house outside of the festival. We also have an Afrochella music museum. Last year we used our music museum to celebrate Ghanaian music, pre-colonial, during colonialism, you know, after independence, until the present. This year, we want to talk about how, you know, the different parts of our culture influence music in our museum. So how has dance changed African music? For instance, we know Azonto started the boom of popular African music in London. And that's how today Afrobeats has become one of the top brands in music, right? We're going to talk about food and how it affects music, culture, how it affects music. And that's going to all be in the museum. We're going to have a DJ battle this year, which is really exciting. We're doing with a company called TuneCore. And TuneCore wants to, you know, crown a best DJ. So we'll be giving prizes. We're working with Audio Mac to create the Rising Star artists. We're actually going to produce a song for the artists. We're going to give them money as a prize as well. And we've been doing that for about 3 years. So we have a whole lot of things going on. And if you visit Afrochella.com, you'll see all of it. And I encourage all Ghanaians. A lot of the events are free. And whatever ones that are paid, we'll give you tickets. We want to make sure that you are able to attend. And one of the things we've also been able to do is the price that people outside of Ghana are paying is very different from the price people in Ghana are paying. Because we want to make sure Ghanaians attend. So our price in Ghana is cheaper. So use that ticket. I'm not saying buy the ticket and sell it to abroad though. use the tickets for yourself. Come. That's what we want them to do.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. Somebody's also saying that after the event, right? Maybe the next day you can also organize a tour, so that the diasporans, those that came from outside, will be able to visit the tourist site in the country.
Oh, we've been doing that for the past 7 years, regardless.
Really?
Yeah, Kenny and I actually used to manage the tours ourselves. We'll have 100, like the first year we did, we had 150 people. They've been to Cape Coast Castle. They've been to Almina Castle. They've been to, what is it, Kakum Park. And, we do all of the tours. So it's not just for people to come and party in Accra. We want them to go to all the different sites. We even do food tours for them to try the food as well. We take them to the market to collaborate with the locals and buy from the locals and spend their money in these places. So really it's just, our goal is not to just have people come here and party. We want them to walk in the community. When we speak to the companies that we work with and that sponsor us, what they're asking us for is the local Ghanaians. How do we speak to the local Ghanaians? So I'm using this as an opportunity to tell local Ghanaians, we need you to be coming to our events. We need you to participate in our events.
Okay.
And
that's the Afrochella, right?
Yeah, not just Afrochella, all of the events. The side events, the panel discussions. It's so much information. Bozoma St. John, she's a Ghanaian. She's the top marketing officer in the world. She's worked for Coca-Cola, for Google, for Apple. And she comes to Ghana every year. If that lady is talking, Ghanaians should flock to go and listen to her speak. Yes, because that lady has sat in the rooms with all of the biggest
CEOs. And she comes to Ghana every year?
Every year. She was just in Ghana last week.
Wow.
She's been in Ghana this year 6 times. If she's speaking in Ghana, you see her on a flyer, you should run and go and learn from her. Because she's one of the brightest minds in the world.
Wow.
She's in the Advertisement Hall of Fame. Only 5 people get that a year. And that lady is in it. She's a Ghanaian. Wow. So, there's so many people here that have so much information. And, you should try your best to be a part of it. Sure. Do not be shy. Do not think you don't belong, because the event is for you. I'm telling you, the event is for you. Yeah.
The event is for the one watching it.
For you, it's for the one watching it. It doesn't matter whether you are old, you are young. Afrochella is beautiful because some people fly. We go up to about 65 years. They're there. They're partying with us. My mother was there till 4 in the morning to watch Whiskey last year.
Really?
Yeah, she was with her friends. And I want people to understand that this event is for you. It's not just for the young. It's not for abroad. We didn't create it for abroad. If I wanted to do an event in America, I would have kept it in America. Yes. I did the events here is because I wanted Americans to come and connect with Ghanaians.
Let me ask you this. Since you are in the showbiz industry, right? Can we use tourism to help the development of this country?
I mean, that question doesn't even need an answer. I mean, of course. The reason why I say that is because look what tourism has done for Ghana in the last, couple of years. I think it's probably one of the best sectors that we have. People are coming back in numbers to Ghana. And I just think locals need to take more advantage of that. When I visit Jamaica, I'm so impressed by how people are able to monetize their country.
Jamaica, right?
Jamaica. When I visit Barbados, same thing. When I visit St. Croix, when I visited St. Vincent, all of these places that I've gone, Mexico, how people have been able to monetize their country. And I think Ghanaians, we need to start thinking about that. When locals are coming, it's an opportunity for you to see, what can I create? What can I sell to them? What experience can I provide to them? Even if it's a tour of Zongo, somebody should do it. There's so many things to see in Medina Zongo. We should do a tour of Zongo and people will come.
A tour of Zongo?
Do the tour of Zongo and watch if people won't come.
Wow.
I just think that we need to start seeing beauty of our own places and what we have and what we have to share. And I think that that will change the way people experience us. When you go to Jamaica or Mexico, they'll give you a tour of their neighborhood on a bike and you'll be surprised. You'll be so surprised because people are there to just experience it. People just want to experience it. So being able to provide them an experience is good. Bring them to Zongo. Let's go try cocoa. We try cocoa. Okay, good. Let's go and watch a soccer game at the Zurat Park. Let's go and see Oben there, right here. You know, it's there. Like there's so many things that you can do.
A lot.
That people just have to start thinking about. You know, is if you can think about it, you know, give them a tour of the market in Medina, show them how to barter. Like, you know, maybe at the end we'll cook outside. Right here we'll make cool pots and cook together. You know, there's just so many things that you can do that you can monetize. It's just that we don't know that we can do it, or we think that, oh, child, who care? But people care.
People care.
People want that experience. And, you know, I mean, I just don't, I don't know how to say it better than that.
No,
like,
you know, I'm just feeling it.
Yeah.
Just that, you see, like you said, we need to be thinking about it. In one way or the other, it looks as if we are being a bit lazy in thinking.
Yeah, because I just think that, you know, after you see Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, you go to the Lighthouse, you go to Cape Coast, like what else can you do here that is creative? That's an opportunity that can help build the community. Like, you know, there's no reason why if you have 4x4s that people can't just drive through Medina. Like, you know, it's something. You know, I think that we need to start looking at it as opportunities in that way. You know, there's so many things that you can do that you have to be willing to do. I mean, I've seen it in other countries, and I said, these countries, they're not much different than Ghana. If you go to Jamaica, if you didn't know that you were in Jamaica, you would think you were in Accra.
Really?
Yes.
Jamaica?
Jamaica.
I mean, what did you see? Give us a picture.
Just the way the country is, the way the city is built, the way they are. They're just used to tourism. They've been doing tourism for hundreds of years. And it's understandable that Ghana has just started, but we've been able to show an impact because people are willing to come here. The problem is that everybody acts like people are only coming once. So, you know, what I've seen as the problem is the cost of living, cost of kind of visit Ghana is so high.
Ooh, okay.
Like, you know, everybody is trying to charge as much as they can right now because, Charlie, they must collect right now. But it doesn't allow us for longevity, because if you charge somebody so much money, how can they come back next year to experience the same thing? They're only going to think it's expensive. Like, you know, if I'm in America and it's cheaper for me to go to Jamaica than to come to Accra, or cheaper for me to go to Dubai. So when I went to South Africa, somebody told me that it's cheaper for me to go to Dubai than to come to Accra.
Really?
Yeah. And to me, that is you know, it was sad.
Sure.
You know, it shocked me.
Sure. Is some of your product?
Yes. We designed a shoe. Well, I got lucky. I was lucky enough to work with Nike to design a shoe that represented Accra. So this year is the 40th anniversary of the Nike Air Force One.
Wow.
And luckily, one of the shoes was dedicated to the Ghanaian community in the Bronx.
Okay.
So if anybody has been to the Bronx or New York, they know that there's a large population of Ghanaians in the Bronx. And Nike wanted to celebrate that this year, so they reached out to me and they decided that we should design a shoe together. And the shoe is representative of a lot of things.
Okay.
The red part is representative of the sand that we see.
The red part, right?
Yeah, the red part is representative of the sand that we see on the ground, but also our soups and our stews, the jollof, the light soup, and all of that. Nike wanted to tell that story in the material. And if you can see, there's embroidery. The embroidery, it reminds me of Medina Zongo. Today is Juma. Everybody's going to Juma. You're going to see the best garbs come out. And I think that I wanted to be able to represent that in the shoe as well. And on the back of the shoe, you'll see it says Little Accra. It's the first time ever they've ever be able to put a city on the back of a shoe, and I wanted that to kind of be represented there. And this thing, it looks black on the back, but it's really green, and it's supposed to represent spinach, like egusi, kontomre, the things that we eat, and that's why it's green. And then, I mean, on the inside of the shoe, you'll see a pattern on the inside of the shoe. That pattern represents Accra Restaurant, which is my family's restaurant in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad has a restaurant in New York City.
Okay.
It was the first Ghanaian and West African restaurant in New York. It's been open for about 36 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, almost all the presidents in Ghana have eaten from, you know, I remember Akufo-Addo has eaten there. Rollins, and they came to the U.S. They've eaten there. You know, all the Ghanaian dignitaries that have come. We used to give food to the Ghanaian consulate all the time. So, you know, I wanted to be able to make sure that the restaurant was also represented in the shoe. The restaurant is called Accra Restaurant.
Okay.
And then there's also, in the shoe, there's a message. On one foot, it says sharing stories.
Building community.
And then the other one says building community. And for us, you know, what we want to encourage as a festival, Afrochella, is for people to continue to share their stories.
Okay.
I want to hear stories about a young Ghanaian living in Zongo. I want to hear a story about a young Ghanaian going to school in Ghana. I want to hear stories about a young Ghanaian in the workforce, in the force. And these are the TV shows we watch. You know, all of us watch. We used to watch La Supadora back in the day, or Esmeralda back in the day. These are their stories. We need to start telling our stories right here. So that's what's in here. And then on the toe of the shoe, you see two Adinkra symbols.
Yeah.
One is Sankofa and the other one is Insura. And to me, those are my favorite symbols, because what we are telling people is to come home and let's build a story.
Yeah, they're all Ghanaian symbols, right?
Yes, they're Ghanaian symbols. And we wanted to represent that in the shoe as well. And the beauty is that Nike didn't just choose any material for the shoe. They really went into their vault and they picked up very, very, very expensive material to do the shoe, because when I showed them the clothes that we wear, they didn't want the shoe to be cheapened. So they wanted to be able to make sure that the satin was reminiscent of the laces, the clothes that we wear when we are going out. So this shoe is a shoe that if you want to dress down or you want to wear shorts and go out and hang out with your friends, you can wear it. You can also wear it with a suit and it will look perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. And
it's all in one.
yeah, and this shoe was only a North America release. Like, it was supposed to be for America only.
Okay.
But the beauty is that because of the story, the shoe has traveled all over the world.
Whoa.
Yeah, people have tagged me all over the world about this shoe, and I'm really, really excited. It's very important because Nike does not collaborate with just anyone.
No.
And for me to be able to design a shoe, I've never played a sport in public. You know, all we've built is a pipeline to Ghana with our festival. But Nike saw that it was important for us to collaborate, and they put a lot of effort into creating a shoe that was representative of Ghana and the culture in the Bronx as well. So.
Can we get some in Ghana to buy?
Well, we are trying to get them. The whole point and the hope is that this will open the doors for more Ghanaians locally to be able to collaborate with companies like Nike, and also for them to establish a store right here in Ghana. They have stores in South Africa. There's no reason why they can't have one here as well.
Oh, okay. So this is American standard?
Yes, this is built in Nike.
American standard, right? So we're going to have African standard?
No. We are going to have a standard for everybody. There's no standard that's African and American standard. You know, we wanted to be able to make sure. So we've given the shoe to a lot of Ghanaian influencers and tastemakers right now. I've been able to do that. Yesterday we had a dinner, and you know, we gave Kofi Kanata as one of the artists on our lineup.
Oh, okay.
He has a pair. Kiddy.
So Kofi has one.
Kofi has one.
Oh.
Kiddy has one now.
Oh.
You know, Stoneboy, you know, has one, and we want to be able to continue to kind of give all of our artists, you know, the shoes, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some and we can raffle it off in Ghana as well to local Ghanaians.
Thank you very much. Whoa. But going forward, I think you that when your opportunity and companies are outside interacting, there are so many companies in Ghana here, they are suffering. And yes, be a but you see, sometimes the monetary aspect, the capital, right? They are not adding. Into going forward, and I think put me in your warm, and like you were saying, they should come to that Afrochella. Warm back, that's won't be home. Can you do that link for them?
I mean, we've been trying to work with Ghanaian companies for the longest. Like, you know, we've always invited them to be a part. Thank God this year we will have some support from some Ghanaian companies. We've worked with Mist, who's a Ghanaian company. We've worked with, this year we're going to be working with Verna. We've worked with some Ghanaian-owned companies. There was a company called Drop It back in the day. That was a local Ghanaian brand of, you know, rideshare app. we've worked with them in the past, and I experienced it. But you know, we haven't received as much support from Ghanaian companies as we would like. Our hope is that we can start to continue to build those relationships with the Ghanaian companies, because you know, we need to see them in ourselves, and it's not about pricing. Really, it's just about cooperation. We are open to work with everyone. We work with local talent. We work with talent abroad. Right now, it's really just outside investors and outside companies have been willing to invest in our property, but we welcome all Ghanaian companies. It doesn't matter if you want to put a flag up at Afrochella, come. We'll make it work. We want to share your stories with our audience as well. Okay. So if there are any companies that are looking for opportunities to advertise at Afrochella, we are more than willing to hear you out and work with you. It's not a situation, you know, Kenny always says, it's not about the money, it's about the people. It's very true. You know, if we can make something work and it benefits you and it benefits us, then we make it make sense.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. So the doors are open, right?
The doors are completely open. The budget is open. Open the budget.
You see, it's I think say one more here, one more win you ma hodro, one more talent. Bit me aba Afrochella. But it's he no be home. And ni asabno one bar because on that day why you busy. Ken is why you busy. You be there near home.
Well, we have a lot of people that work for us. In Ghana, every year we hire upwards of 750 to 1,000 people that work for the festival all year round.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Right. So if we're hiring this many people, you know, there's so many people there. Like, you know, all of the information is on our website. Okay. It's on our social media. You know, we can really tap in. And also the beauty is that our email is there on our social media. If you want to email us, email us. Okay. You know, I mean, it's definitely impossible for us to speak to everyone because, yeah, we are busy and we are entertaining and we are doing these things. But the one thing about our company is if you email us, we'll respond. You know, if you email us and, you know, what you're doing, it makes sense, you know, we will respond and we'll see how we can work together. There was a company that started in Ghana called Plendify that reached out to us recently, and we're more than happy to work with them. I went to Germany earlier this year. I met with a young lady. She started a delivery company for groceries. I invited her. Let's work together in Ghana. We want to change. You know, I want to work with anyone that is willing to build something here.
All right. MC, say videos ni be ready na mo yi amame. Say be ya nkofo benya a feel of what we are talking about. Afrochella ya ka ho asami. Obi ho won si hoda. Na no no aso no ohun ade ya ka ho asam no kra. Na mum de ya ka ne say event a eda Africa ya culture edie ache de penyina na fi yetanya entrepreneurs nso afiri mu. Wo mo talent e pese ye adwuma de bo Africa. Na Africa ko ye nemu de chene se meti he me Africa ni se kakra be se mbuto mu a Africa bedwo bibia be yedin enu nti ana mpani fafa to ho so am se talent anyame de amawo mo no omo ko antena buruche ni opese ne papa o restaurant nje ko better America na ya where the dear water free was there be he has a lot to share nti ogusuada eye adwo nti no MC ya na ma let me na me ho okay senior afi ye ko enim kakra sin komo ne ye mede emme de sade ya twe ne boko na ye de ekro no but ne as we bi ye ne okwan bebre so opportunities in the doors just that ye for ya adwene course nti ye hu yeah because obi decide ne say okay me pese me ye no ma hodo ozongo na me pese ko for battle wo ha trust me ko pese benya that experience me ko Jamaica da wona wakọ na waka wasam o cha say as ya ben Accra ye hwa de ye kuru ya yetimu ye Ghana ha ya yetie ya mo tu kwan mbam so opportunities wa ha o as a han say ye the force time kra no nye time sa ye ni ya ebe ye what are some of the areas that ye ni hwa e betimi aboa ye going forward as Ghanaians see ye build o man?
Number one, agriculture. I mean, we have to feed ourselves.
Oh, okay.
One, you know, I mean, I think a lot of people don't look at farming as an opportunity, but farming is a very big opportunity. I think people are there. The arts are an opportunity as well. I think, you know, creative art making, you know, whether it's sculpting or whether it's, you know, the baskets that we see in Accra, they're selling. Right now, if you are in Ghana, you can create Amazon and sell directly to the world. But, you know, people are making money off shea butter all over the world. Cocoa butter, they're making money all over the world. So, you know, what is it that we can do to develop in that way? I think that those are opportunities. You know, if you can make videos and send on WhatsApp, you can post it on YouTube. YouTube is generating money for people. If you have an audience, use it. You know, those are opportunities that I personally see here, and you know, some I'll say for myself.
Yeah, but you said farming, right?
I do think so. I think that farming and agriculture is one area that I think that we need to focus on. I agree.
This is where the problem is.
No, totally. I mean, yes, we do need industrial farming. We need support. I mean, I didn't know that Ghanaians were sending bananas to Europe. Sending pineapples to Europe, and you know, and then they'll make the juice and bring it back, and we'll buy it for 50 cedis. It doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I mean? I think that we can create our own products right here. Our food is good, our drinks are good. You know, we can do it all here, and it's really about collaboration. It doesn't mean that one person will just come and do everything. You know, let's work together. If maybe you have 5 friends, you know, you guys should just start small. You know, maybe you do one thing and then you add. When Kenny and I came up with the idea for this thing, we didn't have everything. We didn't have any support. We really didn't. We had our own, you know, we had to use our own money to fund our idea. And then the way it worked is, God willing, it was successful, so we were able to kind of continue to get partners to come on board. And convincing sponsors to come on board and help us was one of the hardest tasks in the world, you know? And even till today, as popular as we've become and people know us around the world, we are still having to convince brands to support what we are trying to do and our ideas. So I think really it's just about focusing on building yourselves and understanding that just because it's not going to go from 0 to 100 in one day, doesn't mean it won't happen. You have to just start small until you get there.
Your words are heavy. What's the mood, Papa? So it's not going to move from 0 to 100 one day.
No.
Wow.
It's not.
Wow.
It's not.
Wow. So as a woman, I see. This is deep. All right. No people say, oh yeah, what I want to use Stone Boy, right? Since I didn't hear. Stone Boy. Me to gospel into minimum sa uncle for the brain. Stone Boy. But what's that when I use Shatawale?
Oh, they should wait and see.
Why?
They should wait and see.
Really?
Yeah, they should wait and see. I mean, I'm a big fan of Shatawale. Shatawale represents Nima. He represents my people. A lot of his people that manage him are my friends and family. So, you know, they should wait and see. When it's time, it's time. You know, Stone Boy is just somebody that has understood our brand for a long time. And I've worked with Stone Boy for the first time since 2015. And he understands our brand. He understands what we are doing. And he's been willing to work with us and support us for this time. So I think soon enough we'll be working with Shatawale. You know, we love his music, so we'll see.
Good. We are one people.
Yeah.
And we have one nation. So we need to build it. School America kakra.
I did. I went to school in America.
Good. Omo curriculum, right? Any kind of subjects any difference with
Yes. The difference between Ghanaian students are very intelligent because they understand the theoretical component of the education. Where abroad wins is that they understand the practical association of what the Ghanaians have learned. So a Ghanaian can probably tell you everything, but a person abroad can show you everything. And I think that is the difference between the education systems that we have. I mean, if we had the resources that people abroad have right here in our Ghanaian schools, I think the type of things we'll be able to do are not fathomable. You can't even think about it. You can't dream. Are not fathomable in our head. People are intelligent here, very intelligent. You know, it's unfortunate that the resources that are available to us are not as capable. But even beyond that, for me, what people are able to make out of nothing here is just incredible to me. Yeah.
In Ghana here?
Yeah, I think people are able to make things out of nothing right here in Ghana.
Out of nothing?
Yeah, because honestly and truly, some of the resources that people have abroad, and not to say like, you know, if you watch Abbott Elementary, which is a show on TV on Hulu, you see some of the struggles that American schools are going to in black neighborhoods. It's true, black neighborhoods, they don't give us the nicest books. Sometimes the schools are less funded. You know, it all depends on how your neighborhood is taxed. If your neighborhood, you know, the cost of money is low, maybe they won't fund their schools properly. Yes, we are dealing with that in the U.S., but, you know, they still have certain resources that maybe people here don't have. Now, if your parents are well enough for you to go to private schools and things of that nature, it helps, you know. But, you know, I think that the major difference between abroad and here is really just the practical implementation of what you've learned, from theory to practical.
Okay. Your system also says I will be, right? So we have to add the practical aspect, and I think that TV Taba, yeah, they are doing wonderfully well. And Director General of Education, Motivate, or your press briefing, and watch say junior high school for no graduate, no, woman choose TVET because machines are buying the back. Yeah, and that's we electrical engineer. You know, you can wire a house. Unlike everybody now, you can rattle, but you can't do anything. So they want to produce workforce for the 21st century, and I think it's okay.
I think that is an amazing idea. And, you know, more companies here in Ghana should invest in that. We are trying to do that to build a pipeline. So Afrochella, every year we're hiring people to work for us in production and in building and things of that nature. But for us, what we've seen is that, you know, a lot of people need a lot of support. So educating them on the vocational skills that are necessary to be able to have the technical skills needed to develop the production that we want, we need to support them in that way. I think that any type of industry that wants to grow Ghanaians, we need to be more focused on educating people on the practical usage of the skill sets that they're learning. And that would change the way, I think everybody will work, you know, where people can have that critical thinking on the go immediately to be able to make changes and be flexible. I think those are all positive things.
Okay. We are Ghana. You didn't pretend to say America for, right?
No.
Gradually, yeah, for.
We have to do it for Ghana.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has to be tailor-made to Ghana. You know, what I do, my professional career is in cancer management, right?
Okay.
Cancer treatment management.
Okay.
So I manage clinical trials for a pharmaceutical company.
Oh, okay.
Right? And all, you know, what we know about cancer is that it's a terrible disease, but there's no one size fit all for cancer. So if you are size 9.
Cancer now, what kind of
Cancer.
Eh, na sana atie. Ana mental no. Okay, cancer.
Yeah,
cancer. Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you see this shoe, if you wear a size, what is this shoe? This shoe is maybe a size 5. If you wear a size 5, everybody wears a size 5. They'll put on this shoe, it will fit.
Okay.
Right? Cancer is not like that. Cancer, everybody's cancer is different. The way your body will react is different. So because of that, it's very, very important that Ghana is an example I'm giving, that Ghana has to tailor Ghana's problems for Ghana. Togo has to do Togo's problems for Togo. You know, US for US. You know, trying to copy what is working in the US for Ghana, it's not going to function, you know. So, you know, I think that understanding the uniqueness that we have and using experience from other people to kind of educate ourselves is where we need to live, but not necessarily trying to copy or reproduce what has worked somewhere else. We need to tailor make it for Ghana.
Thank you very much. Yanku ya chikakra 8 years na betna hano, betna Ghana hano. O study na youth no your lifestyle tie na ibu ade kakra at least. The compare na o buy bibi change ana tisa.
No. It hasn't changed. I mean, Ghana and Africa in general, we are respectful.
Oh, okay.
And I think that is because of the upbringing, right? You know how to
we are respectful.
We are very respectful people.
As compared to those in America?
No, I don't think it's a comparison. I think that it's very different, right? You know,
it's different.
In Ghana, you know, you probably won't look an adult in the eye when you're talking back. If an adult is talking, maybe you won't talk back to them. You know, that's a part of the culture. I don't necessarily know that that's good or bad. I think respect is always important. In America, though, the culture requires you to ask the question.
Okay, that's their culture.
Yeah, the culture requires you to ask the question. It's not just when I talk to you, you listen to what I have to say. No, that is a culture that is here that is very different from what is there. So even here, if an adult is talking to you and you know they are wrong, it's very hard for you to tell them you are wrong. What you're saying doesn't make sense. But in America, you can tell an adult respectfully what you're saying does not make sense. You know, in Ghana it will be disrespectful, but in America it's normal culture.
It's normal.
And I think that we need to normalize being able to be honest. You know, just because you tell somebody that what they're saying doesn't make sense doesn't mean you're disrespecting them. It doesn't mean
insulted the person
you're
too.
not insulted the person, but it's your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I think that that is the difference between America. People have agency. You know, here we give agency to culture, as in respect your adults, don't talk back to your adults. But respecting your adults also, you can look at it from a different perspective to correct them when they are making a mistake.
Okay.
That could be respect too.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it's really all about perspective. The one thing that I do love about Ghanaian culture and African culture is the sense of community. Everybody's your uncle, everybody's your auntie, so you just don't talk anyhow to everybody. And you know, in most places in America, that is the culture. But in certain areas also, it's not the culture. You know, some people have not had those leadership figures in their home, so because of that, they didn't have the need to respect authority or anybody else. And in those cases, yes, those people are not as respective as they could be.
Thank you very much. Engineer, the uncommon nesi. I said, oh yeah, bre. Me sure no. Obaso a packed. Auntie, I kasa near the show. All right. It's finally the uncommon name baby. But me pese we encouraging me youth in my kakra, especially on the part of the ladies and the young guys. Yeah, you street so yeah hustle pa but it's never be any say if we open our eyes and our brains there are opportunities out there. Yeah, but you see I did be on force any be but you can turn it. That be also be now deal with Instagram or TikTok now baby yeah. It's an patch tearful not afiyanko. Why?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if you are young in Ghana, you know, in Ghana and in Africa, you should be very, very happy right now because the opportunities are coming your way. In the next, by 2050, 1 in 4 people in the world will be from Africa.
Oh.
Yes. By 2050, 1 in 4 people in the world will come from Africa. Okay. Why is that important? Africa is the youngest continent in the world. Yes. Africa has the most workforce in the world. We have the ability to become the next China, the next India, all of these things. The world is right now scrambling for another piece of Africa. So that means there's something here. If the whole world is looking at Africa, there's something here. And you need to identify what that is for yourself and how you are going to make yourself valuable when that transition comes. And I think that that's where a lot of people need to start thinking about, right? You can't start looking for value from people as in, can I, you know, let me get money or let me get resource. No, how can I create value for something so that now when they want to give me something, they know that I'm not just taking, I'm giving them something in exchange or I'm selling them something. And I encourage everyone to kind of start looking for that value in yourself, looking for that value in your community. And once you're able to create that for yourself and your community, you won't need anybody to come and give you resources. The resources will come to you. You know, when we started coming up with the concept for Afrochella, the first year we tried, and it didn't make sense. It was like, man, maybe we need to try some more. So let me try again. The next year we got closer, much better. I understand it better. But I was like, let me try it again. Then I tried the third year, and I'm like, wow, this is too expensive. I can't afford it in New York. You know, Kenny, you know what? I think we should do this in Ghana. You know, so many people are coming to Ghana. Let's try this in Ghana. We can afford it. We can put it together. You know, understanding that, delay doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Deny. It just means not yet. And, you know, when the opportunity comes and it's your time, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop you. You know, you just have to continue to do what you have to do. I've seen people who have left Zongo, have gone to different places around the world and become some of the biggest soccer players, some of the biggest businessmen. They own so many houses. It's possible. If it's possible for them, then it's possible for you. You know, I think literally that's my message.
Now, how's that not?
Miti Hausa.
And they can be. They can be. But what's not Zongo be 8 years me wa. And they can be cabin yankoi. Faber and Kakran yanko.
What am I going to say?
My for them feelings like how that's why I say. Because they walk around for the end of other crowd you.
Oh, now me too.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, Muta is Zongo Munana, Munzoki. You know what I mean? That's it.
Chama, what's a casaro? Mojanu, what's a casaro? All right. You know, for how that two for advice. Zongo communities, you know. In fact, they are your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Because Oko very Zongo are Ghana ha. Said Afrochella Magia to Mupan, you have no idea. But over Koto or what? For Okano, I am over Koto. It is for house and advice to advise them. Let them come to the program so that they meet you there.
All right, Monetizing Zongo, Afrochella now Kuzo, when I need Kuzo Mujidadi. You know, Muduba Wasa, Stone Boy, Burner Boy, you know, Asake, Muirawa, you know, educate, come, connections, the networking, Duka, Muzo Mujidari, that's it, Kuzo. That's it.
That's right. Thank you very much. I will say, whatever goes out comes out this way, I don't care to be the chairman. So, first, Emma Bofford, and America was saying, Ejano, MCR, and Ura Justice General, so that's why he could feel for camp production creating home. Ura kwesininsin ene ejasa akodi focus medine kato chimensa ene mani ajepa open na jebre akire yensem bebre Afrochella no share ho yesi wunti ne yesa program no the free America band on the oba behade but you have to come you wunti because the story is with you brother be share your story brother you don't you see this is the reason why I am in fact gathering and it's no money event in Niagara because you don't know who you are going to meet bra na be share kukudam na beboa me da se me fa won se yam ya do be se hia bye bye.